It is the popular saying that a healthy society is a wealthy one. On the Great Mind program, medical experts are available to provide solutions to various health challenges. You desire greatness in life. Successful men and women in the society are available on the Great Mind program to reveal to you the secrets to their greatness. The Great Mind of Nancy Oshogbo is a watch for all. Meet me on the program every Sunday between 3:30 and 4 p.m. It is another exciting moment with me. I am Paula Olayode on the Great Mind program. This week we are discussing adolescence. While on this segment we are discussing the programs of Osun Health Insurance Agency. Osun Health Insurance Agency, an organization set up through an enactment with the vision of being a world-class provider of access to sustainable, qualitative health care, readily available and affordable to every resident of the state. In the actualization of the vision, Osun Health Insurance Agency ensures that all the operations of the agency rest solely on equity, which makes the governing board, management and staff of Osun Health Insurance Agency to discharge their duties with fairness and impartiality and freedom from bias and favoritism. The enrollees of the agency are in 4 categories: the formal sector, informal sector, organized private sector, and tertiary institution social health insurance program. Out of more than 250,000 enrollees under the Osun Health Insurance scheme who are presently accessing care at the accredited hospitals across the local government areas of the state, 96,497 of them are vulnerable people, while the enrollees under the formal sector are 90,169 as the enrollees under the tertiary institution social health insurance program under Osun Health Insurance scheme are now more than 46,000, while the enrollees under the informal sector are about 2,500 only. Director of Programs, Osun Health Insurance Agency, Farm Olazukanmi Sumono, speaks extensively on the programs embedded in Osun Health Insurance scheme.
When we talk of health insurance generally, health insurance stands on 4 legs. The 4 legs are the formal, the informal sector, the T-ship program, and the vulnerable programs. Yeah. The organized private sector and informal sector are one and the same. You understand? These are categories of people. What we talk about under the organized private sector is an institution that has more than 10 employment in the informal sector. We categorize them as the B part of the informal sector. The difference between formal sector and informal sector is that they are not unionized like the informal sector. There is no central authority that will say, okay, let's sign, and everybody is in by just one signature. Like when we want to engage the formal sector, we had advocacy with the labor union that comprised of everybody in the formal sector. We have a government, and there is a central payroll where everybody is getting paid. Once the leadership of labor has agreed, the government is convinced, everybody is in. As at that time, when we were to start the formal sector, individual civil servants, you have people that are saying, I am not doing. But by the fiat of a central authority, we are all in. Whether you as a person feel you want to be in or not. Then when people started seeing the advantage, they are now rushing to update their documentation with the agency. Or even up till now, people are still coming, those who are just updating their documents with the agency, their registration. But contrary to the informal sector, there is no central authority that will say everybody should come in. It's either by groups decision or individual decision. That is what we are speaking to now. If not for our advocacy to government and the opportunity of a central pay, they are paying us individually. Many people in the informal sector too will not have been enrolled by now. They'll still be thinking. You see, in Nigeria, we love spending what we generate by ourselves. Until they see that this is the advantage, they will not voluntarily come and enroll. And this informal sector is the largest in the population. The informal sector has been estimated to be about 65% of the population. Why it is difficult to enroll them is that we have to speak to them individually. They have to take individual decision. The payment is individualized. Not that a central authority will say, okay, like the vulnerables, government has paid for a certain percentage of the vulnerable. All what we need to do is to go and enroll them. Understand? But for the informal active sector, we have to start. That's why we are on radio, television, advocacy to community gatekeepers like the Obas. We distribute souvenirs so that people will voluntarily take interest and come and enroll. And they are coming now. We have people on the field. We have our HMOs on the field, both non-HMO TPAs and the HMO TPAs, and they are speaking to people all over. We have done so many experiments in this agency. We have gone to all the markets in Osun State, and those who have enrolled are speaking to those who are yet to take their decision. It has to be a personalized decision. Currently, we are engaging the organized private sector through a committee of the OIS board. The characteristics of informal sector is the reason why their enrollment is a bit slow. Understand? Because they have to take a personal decision. We are going to get to a stage. Maybe when we get to that stage, when you have, if you have anything to do with government, the first thing they will ask from you is, where is your OIS card? You want to obtain driving license? You want to enroll in schools? You want to register your children in the university, and they are asking for your OIS. Until we get to that stage, it's going to be as gradual as it is now. So that's what we call the enforcement stage of enrollment. Until we get to that enforcement stage, we might not see a massive turn in, because we are still in Africa where knowledge about insurance is very low. It's very low. But now that people are now seeing that what they are going to go to the hospital and go and spend 50,000, 100,000, when you are registered on the scheme, you might not spend up 5,000. We have people who underwent surgeries that would have costed them 300,000, 250,000, and they ended up paying as meager as less than 10,000 naira because they are enrolled on the scheme. Insurance is about, let us all come together and take care of ourselves. When you are sick, I am not sick. So the fund we have gathered will be used in taking care of the sick when others are not sick. All of us cannot be sick at the same time. So that is the concept of insurance. People should stop using their hard-earned money and be throwing it into hospitals in the name of seeking for health. Osun Health Insurance Agency has created an easy access to healthcare delivery in this state, and Albert, that is the culture in the country now. Now the newly promulgated National Health Insurance Act has made it compulsory for every Nigerian to register on health insurance in the country. The same thing is our law in Osun State. Osun Health Insurance Agency law says every resident of the state must be registered on the scheme. So that at the end of the day, we are going to quickly reach our destination of universal health coverage. That is a time when everybody will have equal access to healthcare delivery without looking at their pockets. Today, as I'm speaking, my OE's card is following me around. I can go to my hospital even if I'm not holding 1 naira. Understand? And I will get the best of healthcare delivery, being monitored, and this agency is sitting down to monitor the performance of all our healthcare facilities. How they are taking care of our enrollees. We are not sleeping, and they know we are watching them.
Among the enrollees under Osun Health Insurance Scheme are Mrs. Oluwatoyin Babanilo and Mr. Opete Ameyu.
I'm here at Asubiaro State Hospital for benefits of OEs. First time I register for OEs is family plan. I benefit with my family, my children and my husband. Anytime when I come to Asubiaro for treatment, doctor will attend to us, give us drug, give us everything. My advice for the people as in the house to come and benefit from OEs, because there is an enjoyment in OEs. Come and enjoy.
When it comes to the aspect of health sectors, the Osun Health Insurance Scheme is a scheme which is very important that help the ordinary citizen of the state. It's very affordable, very qualities, and the management staff that is working there, they deserve to be commendable. For those people who have not heard about the Osun Health Insurance Scheme, this is the opportunity for them to know that there's something health scheme in Osun State that is very, very important. It's good for them to be taking good care of their health. They should come down to the Asubiaro here. It's very affordable, very cheap. The quality of their service is very, very commendable.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ sí abala ètò yìí lédè abínibí wa gẹ́gẹ́ bí a ti ṣe sọ̀rọ̀ lédè Gẹ̀ẹ́sì. Ohun tí a sọ̀rọ̀ lé lórí lónìí ni àwọn ètò oríṣiríṣi tí àjọ elétòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ní fún àwọn olùkópa. Àjọ elétòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun tí ó fi ṣe àtìlẹ́yìn fún ìdásílẹ̀ rẹ̀ ló jẹ́ pé ó ní àgbójúsùn tí ìṣọwọ́ ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ bá ìlànà àgbáyé mu láti jẹ́ àjọ tó ń pèsè àǹfààní sí ìlera tí kò yí padà tó tún péye tó wà ní gbogbo ìgbà pẹ̀lú owó péréte fún gbogbo olùgbé ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Nípa rírí wípé àgbójúsùn náà wá sí ìmúṣẹ, àjọ elétòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun rí wípé gbogbo ìṣọwọ́ṣiṣẹ́ rẹ̀ ló ń rọ̀gbọ̀kùn lé àìsojúsàájú ẹnikẹ́ni. Ìlànà yìí tí àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ àwọn adarí ẹ̀ka nǹkan nílé iṣẹ́ àjọ elétòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun pẹ̀lú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ àjọ náà ń tẹ̀lé nínú ìṣọwọ́ṣiṣẹ́ wọn. Ọ̀nà 4 gbòógì ni àwọn olùkópa nínú àjọ elétòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun pín sí: àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba, àwọn tí kìí ṣe òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba, àwọn àgbáríjọ àwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni pẹ̀lú àwọn iléèwé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè. Nínú ó lé ní ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà 200 àti 105 àwọn olùkópa nínú ètò àjọ elétòfò ìlera ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ní àwọn ilé ìwòsàn tí ìjọba fọwọ́ sí káàkiri àwọn ìjọba ìbílẹ̀ ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun. Ó dín ní díẹ̀ ní ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà 100 ènìyàn ló jẹ́ àwọn tí kò rọ́wọ́ rí láwùjọ tó jẹ́ pé ìjọba ló ń sanwó wọn, tí àwọn olùkópa ní abẹ́ ìdójútòfò ìlera fún àwọn ilé ìwé ìkẹ́kọ̀ọ́gboyè sì lé ní ẹgbẹ̀rún lọ́nà 40 ní èyí tó jẹ́ pé àwọn olùkópa tó jẹ́ àwọn tí kìí ṣe òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba pẹ̀lú àwọn iléeṣẹ́ àdáni sì jẹ́ 2,000 àti ó ní díẹ̀ ní 105 péré. Adarí ẹ̀ka tó wà fún ètò gbogbo ní ilé-iṣẹ́ àjẹtòfò ìlera ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun apògùn òyìnbó Ọlásùnkànmí Sùwọ́nù sọ̀rọ̀ lẹ́kùnrẹ́rẹ́ lórí gbogbo àwọn ètò àjọ àjẹtòfò ìlera ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun.
Ètò àjẹtòfò ètò ìlera nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ó ti dé, ó ti bá wa láyọ̀, àwọn èèyàn sì ti ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀. Ọ̀nà mẹ́rin ló pín sí. Tàwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ìjọba tá à ń pè ní formal sector kò nira rárá, àpò kan náà gbogbo wa ti ń gbowó oṣù. Tí a bá ti bá àwọn ọ̀gá wa sọ̀rọ̀ pé ètò báyìí o, a fẹ́ kí wọ́n máa ṣe o, táwọn ọ̀gá wa ní àwọn aṣáájú àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ ni o, ìjọba tó ń fún wa lówó ni o, tí a bá ti forí korí pé ó dá àgbà, gbogbo wa ti gbànú, gbogbo wa ti gbànú. Nígbà tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ rẹ̀ tíjọba gbà táwọn aṣáájú òṣìṣẹ́ gbà, àwọn kan láwọn ò gbà, bẹ́ẹ̀ kò sí tí wọ́n fẹ́ ṣe sí. Ẹni tí ń darí wa ti gbà, owó yíyọ ti bẹ̀rẹ̀, díẹ̀díẹ̀ ló lọ́rùn máa ń fọkọ rẹ̀ lẹ̀ lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a ti gbé káàkiri gbogbo iléeṣẹ́ ìjọba. Ẹlòmíràn tó ṣagídí náà kò fọkọ lẹ̀, àtàwọn ni o àtàwọn fámìlì wa ni o, nílé òní tó mọ̀ yìí àti kó sábẹ́ ètò yìí. Owó oṣù tá ń gbà kò lọ owó àìsàn mọ́. Ẹni ó bá ti ń sójòjò nísìn kó mú káàdì rẹ̀ kó ṣe kí ni kó gbà ilé ìwòsàn lọ. Nígbà lómi ò bá jáde ilé ìwòsàn, ó gba abẹ́rẹ́ ni, wọ́n ṣàyẹ̀wò ẹ̀jẹ̀ rẹ̀ ni, wọ́n ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀ fún ni, wọ́n á ní ó lọ san 1,000 naira, lọ san 500 naira, àti gbogbo oògùn tó gbà àti everything yóò san 500 naira. Fi díẹ̀ síbẹ̀ kọjá àǹfààní ẹ̀fọ́nú kan. Ìsíkejì ní tàwọn oníṣẹ́ ọwọ́, olókoòwò àtàwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni. Àwọn oníṣẹ́ àdáni yẹn àwọn tán ní bí òṣìṣẹ́ 10, bí hòtẹ́ẹ̀lì, bí ilé epo, tá a ti bá àwọn ọ̀gá wọn sọ̀rọ̀, ètò tí ń lọ lọ́wọ́ lórí wọn báyìí. So that ìwọ̀n bówó oṣù táwọn náà ń gbà ń bẹ̀ wọ́n lè fi jẹun, wọ́n lè fi táyìíká wọn ṣe. Àìsàn jìnnà sírú ẹni bẹ́ẹ̀ tó bá wá sójòjò kó mú káàdì rẹ̀ kó ṣe kí ni kó gba ilé ìwòsàn lọ. 12,000 àti wérénjà kan lórí rẹ̀ fọ́dún kan, fún ọdún kan. Bẹ́ẹ̀ yóò bá ní káàdì adójútòfò yìí tó bá lọ gbé màléríà lọ ilé ìwòsàn aládàáni, ìtí ó san fẹ́ tó dájì ta ni ó fi rẹ́jísítà yìí. Èèyàn bá wà ní màléríà báwọn lẹ́ẹ̀mẹrin lọ́dún, kó tó wúkọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀mẹjọ lọ́dún, kó fẹsẹ̀ gún nǹkan lẹ́ẹ̀mẹsàn lọ́dún, káàdì yẹn ti ká. Ìgbà tí ó bá tọ́jú rẹ̀ tán wọ́n lè ní ọ̀dọ̀ san 300 naira, kó lọ san 200 naira. Àní màmá tó bí mi gán máa sọ pé ètò ilé mọ̀ dáa, torí ilé ìwòsàn tí mo fókọ ọmọ ẹ bá ti pè mí báyìí ẹ lọ ilé ìwòsàn yín, tá a bá kó ń bẹ̀ dókítà pè mí owó màmá 250, owó màmá 300 naira. Àwọn náà lè san torí wọ́n wà capable láti san yín bí tiẹ̀ san padà. So gbogbo wa náà àwọn aráàlú làwọn ń bẹ̀ báyìí káyé fi owó ọ̀wọ́n rajà ọ̀wọ́n, ká má fowó ọ̀wọ́n rajà ọ̀wọ́n. Owó wọ́n ń ta ní ìsìn, ẹjẹ́ àfọkọ́ọ́lẹ̀ gbogbo tí máa wọ́n ń ṣe wọ́n. Aláwọ̀n tí wọ́n ti ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ fún lábẹ́ ètò yìí, nígbà wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ fún yàn tí wọ́n bá dákọ sí abẹ́ ńgbà kan èyí ó sì máa gbọ̀n. Gbígbọ̀n àwọn iṣẹ́ pé bóyá sára ẹni ìyẹn ò yá o, níbo láti rówó ni ìtumọ̀ gbígbọ̀n. Wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ abẹ fún yàn ní ìsìn, wọ́n tọ́jú ẹ̀ fọjọ́ 3 lórí bẹ́ẹ̀dì, agbọ́hùn ya agbọ́hùn ọmọ, iṣẹ́ abẹ ni ẹ fi gbé jáde. Ìgbà tí yóò mọ̀ lọlé wọn ni ó lọ san 5,000 naira. Tí ò bá ní káàdì yìí ni owó tí ó san yóò mọ̀ lé ní 1,000 lọ́nà gbà. Bẹ́ẹ̀ agbára ti wà nù káàdì tẹ̀sán 12,000 fún yìí, torí ká jọjọ kó fọwọ́sowọ́pọ̀ ká tọ́jú ara wa lè tó wà fún.
Ara àwọn olùkópa nínú ètò àjọyọ̀tòfò ìlera ní ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ni ìyáàfin Olúwatóyìn Babánilọ àti ọ̀gbẹ́ni Ọpẹ́tìámíyù.
Mo wá jẹ àǹfààní OIS ní Àṣùbíàró. Nígbà tí mo rẹ́gísítà OIS, mo rẹ́gísítà pẹ̀lú àwọn fámìlì mi èmi àtàwọn ọmọ mi kò sì ń ṣe àkọ́kọ́ kan ṣe ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tí mo ti ń jàǹfààní ẹ̀ àtèmi àtàwọn ọmọ tá a bá ti sick bóyá malaria tàbí anything tá a bá ti dé àdúgbò fún OIS wọ́n á ti dá wa lóhùn dókítà àti attend sí wa wọ́n á ti fún wa lóògùn ara wa sì yá ara wa jí pépé mo rọ gbogbo àwọn ará ilé káwọn náà wá jàǹfààní OIS ó dára púpọ̀.
ètò títòfò ìlera ọ̀fẹ́ tí àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun tí wọ́n gbé kalẹ̀ ètò kan tí ó mórí aráàlú tó mú yá ni torí ó ṣàǹfààní lọ́nà tó pọ̀ fún aráàlú ìwúlò wọn ó pọ̀ lọ́nà tó pọ̀ torí tẹ́ bá débí báyìí within láàrin 30 minutes and hours àmọ́ attend sí adé máa dẹ́sẹ̀kẹ́ máa sanwó kan tí ipa yín ò ní ká adé máa fún ní service tó yẹ pé ó máa mú ara yín ṣe dáradára. àwọn fásitì yìí sọ fún àwọn àtẹnudẹ́ wọn tí ìmọ̀ pẹ̀lú kan báyìí wà níbí pé káwọn náà lo opportunity ilé tí à ń sọ yìí kí wọ́n máa fi ètò ìlera wọn ká má fi jáfara.
As I said at the beginning of this program, we have something on adolescence. The veteran journalist, who is now the spokesman, World Bishops Council Africa, has repeated how to handle this crucial stage in human development. Adolescence is a time usually between the ages of 12 and 18 when a young person is developing into an adult. It is a traditional stage of physical and psychological development, a unique stage of human development. Bishop Seun Adeoye, a veteran journalist, former Guardian newspaper correspondent in Osun State, and the former chairman Nigerian Union of Journalists (NUJ) Osun State chapter, who is now the general overseer of Sufficient Grace and Truth Christian Church, director of Media Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria (PFN) Osun State branch, lead bishop Worldwide Anglican Church Nigeria Archdiocese. Bishop Seun Adeoye, who is also the director of Information World Bishops Council Africa, has this to say on the adolescence.
Let me give you an instance. When I was a journalist, okay, and I wrote a story, and suddenly I was arrested because of the story I wrote, and then I was thrown into jail.
What was the story about, sir?
It was a story against the police, when some of them were caught taking money, and then I reported the matter, not knowing that they wanted to kill the story they wanted to kill the story. They didn't want the IG and some others, the Inspector General of Police to know that, but unfortunately, I reported the matter in the Guardian. So the whole matter caused crisis. Then I was taken and thrown into jail, and then I met a young man inside the cell. I still realized that they put chain in his hand and chain in his leg, and I was asking, "The young man, what happened to you?" Why would they say yes? Well, he confessed to me that he was an armed robber, and that he made a mistake when how the police arrested him. And then he was saying that if he was getting out of that, if he get out of that cell, he's going to continue as an armed robber. And I was trying to cancel him. Say no. He said, "Can't you see all around you? People riding jeep, they only have a little job, and then you ride the right jeep. They write all this." He was talking about people who have made it in political sense. I said because of that, they said they cannot live in this world without making it. So we are surrounded by people who are displaying wealth. And then when these young ones see all those things, what happens is that they begin to emulate them. Everybody wants to get money. Then another thing is that we are focused our attention more on what to make here. How much you ride, how much car you ride, what type of car you ride, what type of house you live. With all this, if you look at all this and you bring everyone thing together, those youth will begin to have insinuation. They begin to think of, well, how to make it in life is you can engage in anything.
You can do anything in ritualism. You can engage in rituals. You can engage in 419, which is called those we call fraudster. You call them Yahoo Yahoo or Yahoo Plus. Everybody wants to make it, and this is the bane of the society, that people don't want to sit down and then begin to think of what happened to what they can do for themselves, what they can do for their society, what they think is what they can do to get money, what they can do to get money quickly and as fast as possible. I think it's a serious problem. Those of them who are not engaged in all of this, you see some of these young ladies who engage in what we call them, some even call them Olosho. One time they said Olosho, I said, who is Olosho? I didn't even know until I realized that Olosho means prostitution. If you look around us, even in this state, I was telling someone, I said, look, we are having more clubhouses now. And how do you have those clubhouses? Because those boys have money to spend, and those girls believe that until when they get there, they cannot make it in life. I think it's a serious matter. And these are the same people who I think will grow the society. Those are the same people who are saying that they will be the future of tomorrow. I wonder what the future of tomorrow will be if we leave it like that. And then those who ought to have ensure that they engage those youth are the same people who are corrupt, who are taking what they should give to them for themselves. Do you understand that now? Because there is a government, there should be a government who should focus on the youth and provide for them. For instance, somebody who is a graduate that has no job, and then he has no one to sponsor him again. What do you expect such a person to do? Rather than have government who will be able to collect all these brains together and then begin to utilize them the way they should. And once the government is wrong, the whole society will be wrong. When the government cannot have a focus or have to provide for his own people will force themselves to provide for themselves by all means and by whatever means. This is what happened, what we have in our youth. And you know, youth, this age in them is at the age where they think they should be useful, the age where they think faster than the older ones, the age where we even have, we call not even the computer age, where they know that they can use their computer to do one or two things and get it done. And this is the age where they saw their colleagues doing something, getting money, and then what do they think? What do you expect? They just want to be involved in it. I think the major thing is for government to have policies to bring this youth to bring the brains of these youth together and then begin to harness the good things in them and begin to tell them the bad aspect of what they are doing and then get the good things from them.
On that note, we are ending this week's edition of the program, The Great Mind. Next Sunday is another date. God willing, then stay blessed.